chat popped out. There we go, we are live with some Nubby's Number Factory. My current little obsession that I've been playing entirely with its music off for the most part, just because I'm playing it while watching other things, so I'd forgotten the chill little 90s computer game groove we have going on. Vibe on this opening screen just for a minute while people arrive. Hello everyone. Little bit of a daytime stream today as we play Peggle Balatro Survivors. Let's jump in. It takes a minute to ramp up the wildness of what is occurring, so I feel like we can probably jump in and it's still going to be followable a minute or two in. Let's try and show off a run that gets real wild. Let's use Mutant Tony, who's going to make all my stuff happen like twice as frequently. Hey, Saint Nobody. Hey, Terra. Time to see this game in action. Gumba says got an ad for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Yeah, I hear it's reviewing okay. People are, like, pretty okay on that game a decade later. The BT says, this is the game I heard you talk about in Poquisition while having a red hot needle put around my lips today. Hopefully I helped in some way distract you from that particular pain. So, this game, ostensibly, kind of like Peggle. Peggle, it's a game where you shoot a ball and it bounces around and you score points. Here, we're shooting a ball, trying to hit these numbers. We get points for hitting the numbers. If it's a number above 2, we bounce off of it, the number halves, and we keep bouncing around. If it's a 1, we go through it. And we're trying to get a score. So, like, I'm trying to get 14 on this round by hitting the numbers. We got 2 times. By getting double the minimum score, we get some gold we can use to spend on buying upgrades. It's gonna get chaotic pretty quickly. This is one of those numbers go up kind of games. So early on, very basic. So, Nubby Mart. This is where we buy our bonuses and upgrades and things that are gonna help us to make more points. Early on, I'm gonna buy the Cheese House. So I'm playing with a character I unlocked by doing one of the challenges. That means that each item in the shop is gonna have 2 activation conditions. So for the Cheese House, every time Nubby dies, so my ball goes off the bottom of the screen, or the first time I pop a peg, so the first time I hit one of the balls, I will gain 300 points, just a straight 300, unless I've gotten past round 30 and then it increases what they're worth. Early game, this is really good. Like, our target for round 5 is 37 points, so getting 300, that's going to be absolutely bonkers. The further we get into the game, the more this is going to become worthless, but in the early game, the Cheese House, real good. Terra says, the scene you showed yesterday was neat, but was too far in to see what was going on. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do a run of it on stream to sort of show what's going on. Hey Zilla, thank you very much for the bits. I'm already in love with this presentation. The presentation's great. Right, I have no more gold. I'm looking for if there's anything else I want to... at any one time, you can have 1 item frozen, so it'll, like, next time we're in the shop, it'll still be there, which is useful. So, now we hop back in and continue playing Peggle. And I got 17 times the score I needed, because the Cheese House gave me 300 when I first popped a peg, plus 300 when I lost the ball. So... My overall total for round 6 is 288, so I'm going to get at least double the round total, regardless of hitting any pegs. So, like, early game, this Cheese House doing some easy carrying for me. These balls, if I hit them, will snipe the highest value ball on the field. That's a good way to make it easy for me to get the high value targets. So, early game, getting the Cheese House is going to make progress pretty easy, but that's going to change relatively quickly. So now we get perks. These little books They go on a separate row. They don't take up your, like, slots for how many active things you can have. So these are really good. I could have... When I pass the round goal, so when I get, like... I reach the minimum score for the round, 50% chance to force trigger one random item. Or, if Nubby dies, which is guaranteed to happen every time the ball falls off the bottom of the screen, force trigger the item in slot 5 twice. That's good. Basically what I want is I want to unlock slot 5, move the cheese house over to slot 5. Every time my ball goes off the bottom of the screen, I'll get 2 extra pops to the cheese house, which is going to give me those early game very good points additional times. If Nubby dies or first peg popped, summon a beach ball that emits 5 streams of confetti when it pops. Not that fussed. I'm going to unlock the additional sections of the shop for now. Terra says, this game looks like a great game to play while I listen to podcasts. This has been my obsession for podcast listening. It's been my second screen activity of choice. I've put 20 hours into this in about a week. So yeah. Now, when we hit the first peg, the cheese house activates. The cheese house activates when the ball goes off the bottom of the screen, and then it activates 2 more times when it goes off the bottom of the screen because of the candle perk. So we're getting like 1,200 points minimum, while our target is 684. So right now, the cheese house alone guarantees we're getting... Oh no, why did it not... Nubby dies, first peg popped. Don't know why I didn't activate that time. But anyway, yeah. In theory, I'm still trying to pop as many pegs as I can, because getting multiple times higher than the round goal means I'm getting extra coins, which is great. Have I beaten Wonder Stop yet? No, I haven't. I need to do so. Tomorrow morning is when I'm hoping to finish it. I'm taking my time with it. Much as that game's narrative sort of lends itself to, I don't want to rush myself, and I don't want it to become a game that I'm playing because I feel like I'm obligated to finish it before a certain time. That feels antithetical to what that game wants to be. So, I want to get to the shop again and see if I can find anything so that I'm not just relying on the cheese points to get me through. Okay, so, Grabatron. The main thing I want from here is this key. This will let me go to the black market, which is where you get the really rare, high-value power-ups for the build. I also kind of want this question mark, so I'm going to buy some of these. These ones give you randomly between 1 and 10 gold. You're spending 6 gold, so a little bit of room to gain or lose, but we've got enough gold that I can afford to buy the gold things out of the way to get to this item. Okay. Ooh, I've not seen this perk before. Every time you pop 30 pegs, force triggers the items in slots 5, 6, and 7 2 times each. Okay, yeah, so I'm encouraged to try and pop at least 30 pegs before my ball dies, because then that'll give me 2 more activations of the cheese house. When the main thing in my build is called the cheese house, it does make it mildly difficult for me to sound serious when talking about this. Also, one second. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Something about a YouTube video I just uploaded. Okay. So yeah. That cheese house is no longer enough that it's like guaranteed getting me past rounds, as you can see. The way that it was early on, getting me to... carrying me through. Once per round you can... You can reset the positions of the pegs to give yourself either better access to the high value pegs or make it so that your ball's going to stick around longer so that it's less likely to like fall down a big obvious hole. Yeah, like this. There's a big hole down the middle. That's not a board that I want to be playing on, ideally, because I'm just going to fall straight down to the center straight away. I want to bounce around a bunch. Okay, now we activate the black market. Let's go for pregnancy test. The first time you pop a peg, and with this character I'm using every 3 seconds, your balls duplicate. So if I can keep my ball alive for longer periods of time, I will get more balls, which means I'm hitting more pegs, but also it means more of my balls will die, meaning that every time I die, Cheese House will activate more times. So we're gonna go pop that into the first slot. So as you see, we now have 2 balls popping around, and each one of them activates the Cheese House when it dies, but also, if I can keep the balls around long enough, they're duplicating multiple times. Ooh. Oh. Perhaps the most vicious early game perk. The Void perk. Force triggers the item in slot number 7, 2 times for each empty inventory slot. So what that means is, if I move this over here, every time Nubby dies, the Cheese House, because it's in slot 7, is going to activate 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 times every time my ball goes off the bottom of the screen. But I'm also doubling the number of balls I have every 3 seconds. So this is going to be the thing that starts making my points go slightly ridiculous. This is not going to carry me like through a full run. There you go, 6 times the goal total. If I can keep my... I can have, yeah, something like this where my balls have a chance to, like, duplicate multiple times. Lovely. And this means I have plenty of money, so I can start restocking at the shop to try and find some of the rarer items when we get a chance. Ooh. Oh, wonderful for me. Every time 2 pegs are doubled, which is not going to happen yet, but I'm going to try and make this happen later. Triggers a beam that passes through pegs. When the beam hits a peg, it will give you 50% of that peg's value. The beams do not pop pegs. What I want is... Actually, let's look in the cafe as well. What can I get? 50%, when Nubby dies, 50% chance to force trigger the rightmost item. That's great. Mimics the last item give me another fab. So on every death, I now have a 50% chance 3 times in a row to activate slot 7 again. I'm trying to make whatever's in slot 7 just activate infinite times. Strawberry. Gain 1 coin for each strawberry eaten during this game. Can't afford it, but otherwise I would buy it. So let me try swapping the electron beam into slot 7. And having lasers go off a bunch of times. But now my victory condition is every time my ball dies, a bunch of lasers go off that don't reduce the value of the pegs on the board, but do give me a portion of their value. Cheese House will continue until morale improves. I'm going to keep the Cheese House on hand for now as like an option that I could swap back into slot 7 if I need to, but the Cheese House, it's 300 point value or 3,000 once you get past round 30. Once you get to like round 40, round 50, it just stops being worthwhile as the points escalate more dramatically. So what I want to do is I want my balls to duplicate a few times, and then the lasers can go off. What I want is a good way to duplicate my number of, my point values a bunch of times. The thing in slot 7 keeps, another perk that will make the thing in slot 7 activate twice per empty slot. Okay, we're really doubling down on have as few items as possible this run, and make slot 7 just activate again and again and again and again. Okay, what can we get that would help this build? Let's get another kebab. The kebabs are always... Oh, I can't afford it now. Random rare food item. A random rare food item would have been nice. We could sell the Cheese House for 4. Do we need the Cheese House right now? Let's keep a hold of the Cheese House. Can I... even by completely not hitting any pegs, I am scoring enough points to clear a round at the moment, so I think this is working. Twitch had an issue with me saying that character looks like Mark Scout. Oh, I mean, I can kind of see it. Marduk says the kind of Hylix or Hypnospace Outlaw vibe is wild for this. Yeah, I love aesthetically this kind of pastiche of mid-90s PC gaming look that we're getting. Okay, so if you see an item you've already got in your build, you can put it on top of the item you have in your build to upgrade it into a leveled up version of the item. So, for example, this now gives me 750 points every time it activates, or 7,500 if we're past round 30. I don't think it's worth putting back into slot 7 necessarily, but I'm going to try putting it back there and see how I feel about that. I'm going to buy the strawberry so that I can get earning money. Are those numbers in Comic Sans? Probably. Given this game's vibe, I would assume. Yeah, that looks pretty Comic Sans to me. Okay, let's see what happens when... Oh, yeah, right now I should be doing the cheese house in this slot still, for the big money. The name Gazillionaire sounds familiar, but I couldn't place it off the top of my head. Gumba. Okay, so right now I'm literally just... Oh yeah, if I'm doing the cheese house, I need to remember that what I want to do is not die as quickly as possible. I want as many chances to duplicate my balls as I can. That's the goal. Right, what can we afford right now? Yeah, this is giving me better money by using the cheese house. Let's mimic the strawberry. Let's have another kebab so we have another 50% chance of activating slot 7 again. We're going to keep as many of these item slots open as we can, because we're being rewarded with double activation of slot 7 for every empty slot. Yeah, so the more times the ball can duplicate, the more times it's going to give us the wild bonuses for activating slot 7. Okay, if I hit this snow globe, every peg on the board is going to turn into a value of 256, which is not great, but hitting the pegs really isn't our scoring condition right now, so we're just gonna watch the cheese house pop off and do its thing. Every 3 seconds, force trigger all items, or when Nubby dies, trigger all first peg popped items. Every 3 seconds, activate everything. Why not? Oh. Okay, the cheese house is slowing down again now. It's... Unless we're getting, like, multiple ball duplications. Okay, yeah, if we can get it to duplicate the ball more times, we get up into the multiple bonus rewards, but a single ball's not really doing it so much. Okay, we can upgrade the laser. The upgraded laser triggers a beam that passes through all pegs. It gives 110% of the peg's value and doesn't pop pegs. Okay, yep. That is going to be important. Every half second, or if Nubby dies, summon an egg missile that falls down. We're going to ignore that for now. Let's try and get more strawberries, so eventually we're earning money off the strawberries. Okay. More kebab perks. We're just trying to get slot 7 to activate as many times as we can. Can you not stack more cheese? No. 2 is the most you can stack in 1 slot. I could buy cheese to go in additional slots, but because I have 2 of these things that, like, give me a shit ton of activations for having empty slots, I want to fill as few slots as possible, ideally. Yeah, so I just want these balls to keep doubling and doubling if we can. Okay, 5% chance every time Nubby bounces to force trigger the item in slot 5. Or 25% chance to force trigger the item in slot 3 when a peg fully pops. Okay, so what I want to do is move you to slot 5. I have a 5% chance. Every bounce, a 5% chance for the laser to go off. Okay, more kebabs, so slot 7 keeps going off. Let's stock a random rare food item. Upgrades the leftmost item in your inventory, deletes the... upgrades the rightmost, deletes the leftmost. Oh, I can't afford it for 18. If I could, what I would do is I would shuffle my items around, buy a shitty item to put in the leftmost slot, move my pregnancy test to the rightmost slot so I could upgrade the pregnancy test. But for now, I guess, keep eating the strawberries. This is going to move us from 6 up to 6. Okay, the strawberries are now even. They're now neutral on cost. Marduk says, this game is only $5? My gosh, that's dangerous. Yeah, this is my new... Like, in the category of Vampire Survivors where I'm like... It's less than, like, lunch at a fast food place, and it has the potential to really become a time vampire. Yeah, this cheese is not going to be able to carry... I don't think it's going to be able to carry us the whole way through this run, but... What I'm going to do after this is do a challenge run, so one where I'm much more constrained and less, making the points go... Brr. If you already have Luck Be a Landlord, you can get this even cheaper as part of a bundle. Ah, nice! Yeah, we're starting to get toward the point where I don't think the cheese house is going to carry us that much further. I want to get the key again, because I want to upgrade the pregnancy test so we can get be tripling our balls each time. I might try putting the laser back in the rightmost slot. Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I need multiple balls ideally, don't I, No, I need some way to, like, I need something that increases the value of my pegs. I need my pegs to be more valuable so that the laser is more valuable as a result. The thing, if I'm going for, like, multiple activations of this laser, is I need to avoid hitting my most valuable peg, whatever that is, in this case 131,000, so that the laser can activate that most valuable peg as many times as possible. Like, I need a high-value peg so that there is something to be activating when the lasers happen. Okay, there we go. Let's upgrade the pregnancy test, so we're getting triple balls now. Let's try putting the cheese back in. Ooh, barely clawed through that. Every 3 seconds, force trigger all items, yeah. You know what, let's try buying some stuff. I could coast through, I think, on the current build, but I kinda wanna introduce some other things to it. I wanna be a little more adventurous with this build rather than just... Actually, I might even need to, given that the cheese is no longer carrying me to a guaranteed... Yeah, so this is it. We got to around 63 before the cheese strategy stopped carrying me. Zilla says, just grab this alongside Genome Guardian. They're in a discount bundle. Looking forward to playing this tonight. Yeah, I put like 20 hours in a week. This is... it's the new thing scratching the itch in my brain. Yeah, next time we go to a shop, we need to buy some additional stuff that isn't just activations of cheese. Let's see what they offer us. Okay. Reroll. Every time pegs are halved or Nubby bounces. Every time, I want something that increases my peg scores, not something... No, screw it. Well, we're gonna have to wait for one more shop round at least, I think. I want something like there's a rock with a smiley face on it, or a snake, or some 3D glasses that would go really nicely in this. But until I see those, it's really just worth sticking with what is currently working. There we go. Yeah, even honestly, the dinosaur could probably help at this point. Yeah. So much cheese indeed, right? But honestly, I will say one thing I really like about this. I don't know many other roguelikes where deliberately keeping, like, not using most of your slots or having a bunch of empty slots in your inventory row can be a viable, potentially recommendable strategy. It can be, like, a very viable way to go about things. And I appreciate that. Weirdly, this is not even that amazing a run. Like, I've had runs where I've been in the septillions of points. The billions, trillions, septillions. And this is really... This is not one of those runs. This is not one of the runs where I'm activating, like, oh, my thing is activating 9,000 times past what the goal target was. Ooh. Every time Nubby dies or every 2 seconds, this emits a God Ray that pops a random peg once for each time that the item in slot 1 triggered this round. It's not the right run for it. Every item in your inventory gives points equal to a random peg's number. No. Let's have a food item. No. I keep thinking I've not passed the target, and then this just keeps going for a while. Yeah, we'll try a slightly more restrained run that forces us to be a little more creative. All the balls! I do enjoy watching my balls triple and triple and triple. Ooh, I could really go for there's an octopus that becomes the item directly to its left, and having it become this, but then getting like 6 times as many balls, or if I can upgrade that, the octopus 9 times as many. Non-tuppling rather than tripling. First peg popped or Nubby dies, give 15% of the current peg value number. Ugh. You know what? Let's. Oh, I'm too poor to buy it. I wasted all my money earlier. Oh, I should have frozen it. I should have frozen it for later. I could have come back to it next shop round. You know what? Let's try putting... Let's try putting the laser back into this slot. Oh yeah, if I can hit the... okay, yeah, I think it's the laser's time to be back in the driver's seat. Okay, so I want to get as many balls as possible without popping the million if I can. Oh, now we're making money again. Yeah, this is the problem with using the laser as my big strategy here, is if... oh, so close. If I accidentally destroy all the big value pegs before I get chances to activate them. Honestly, I think the strategy might be... ooh. Okay, let's get rid of the cheese house. We don't need the cheese house now. Every time Nubby dies, 10% chance to pop all pegs once. This might not be worthwhile, but... no. Let me try this. Oh, I was gonna try putting the skull in the final slot, wasn't I? Ooh! This is the final boss. Blood drops will rapidly rain down from above and half the first peg they come into contact with. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try and beat this using skull in that final slot. No. Even with the sheer number of activations, a 10% chance wasn't enough to make that viable. Ooh, are we not going to clear this final one? I need to avoid hitting the 4 million, and I need the rain to not bring its value down. Like, I need to quickly have the laser start popping. Oh, thank you very much for the well, yeah, continued sub to Izzy. This game comes courtesy of mid-90s edutainment titles. Exactly, right. I need like a corridor down to the bottom. Come on, start hitting the 2 million. Or the 1 million before the blood gets to it. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna pass this. I should have, yeah. Too volatile a strategy for that final boss. Honestly, that's on me. Well, let's exit from here and let's go for a different strategy. Let's go for something with more... actually, which characters have I unlocked but not used yet? You know what, let's do a very basic... yeah, let's use the
go.
Let's use the basic character. So, big difference from that last run I was doing is all of the items that last run, because of the character I was using, were given 2 activation conditions, so like 2 things would get them to activate. This is the basic character. Only 1 thing per item is going to cause them to activate, so these things are going to pop off less frequently. Let's go for... I've got 8 to spend. We'll freeze the pyramid for later. Nubby hits the wall twice, double the 4 random pegs value if their starting value is less than 32. Anything that increases the value of my pegs is great. Ooh, 1 in 4 chance to double all peg values when the first peg is popped. You know what, actually, that's what I want to freeze for later. I want to come back and buy that. Let's go for dramatically increase the peg values. 20 pegs popped, force trigger all items that summon anything. Let's go for that. Let's go for a lots of things falling out of the sky build. This is a rough start, but we'll get this run going. I don't have enough to afford the snake yet. When Nubby dies, every empty peg space will give points equal to the total number of pegs that have been popped this round. Yeah, that will do for now. So every time Nubby hits a peg, it then makes all the empty spaces worth that number. So the longer Nubby stays in, the more that every spot on the board just becomes valuable. I realistically need to get lots and lots of bounces for that to pay off. One more pull after this, so I should be able to get the highest peg pops 2 random pegs. For now, we'll take it. I don't particularly need it, but unless I need the money, there's no reason to sell it immediately. Would you say that the cheese house is part of a cheesing strategy? I probably would. It's a low, it's not got a particularly huge upper threshold on potential, but it's a very easy strategy to wield if you can get a couple of those. Multiply the activations of the slot 7 perk. It's not a common perk, you gotta luck out and get it, but... Okay, yeah. Unsuccessful run, that's to be expected. We're gonna have a couple of those as we try and get one that builds well at the start. Try and get at least one more good run of this on stream today. Okay, let's go cactus. Let's try and get pegs raining down from the sky. I want to upgrade that cactus as quickly as possible. So every time I hit a certain number of pegs, this cactus is going to make pins fall out of the sky. It's not going to look that good. Unless I can upgrade it, but even then, didn't get that far. Serena Luna says, I'm trying to beat the no rare item / perks challenge and it's tough. I've beaten that challenge. My advice is to go heavy on the cactus, the legs, and the caterpillar that metamorphoses to a butterfly. You can make builds that just do clear the whole screen every time that way. Yeah, it's cactus again. It's not going to be great by itself, but I want to be prepared for where I want this run to go. It is tricky for sure. I'll try and show off the potential of those items this round if I can. I'll try and show what the cactus, legs, and butterfly can do when combined. So the current perk I have here, if I leave slot 1 empty, it'll give me a free item in slot 1, which early game we can do. Ooh, I love these. First time you pop a peg, doubles a bunch of pegs in a random location. This is very valuable to us. We're gonna pop that in. We're gonna leave slot 1 empty still. We're gonna freeze a cactus so we can get an upgraded cactus. So anything like these 3D glasses that, like, increases the value of some of the pegs on your board, really important for getting the ridiculously overpowered scores that we're gonna try and get. Let me hit that 256. There we go. There's the 256 being actually accessible. Okay, let's buy at least one more of these. What do we win for 6? Cheese house. It's not going to be as ridiculously overpowered as it previously was, but it'll probably carry us until we can build the build I'm actually trying to make. Jasper Exists says, I'm so sure this game would consume my life. If only I could get past finding the aesthetic quite visually overwhelming. It's a lot initially to take in. Okay, I can't get the pregnancy test. That's usually what I want from here. First peg popped is the highest peg. Multiply the total by 2. First peg popped. Reduce the round goal by 30%. Halve all pegs. But then we're going to double some pegs. 50% chance to gain 2 coins. You know what? Let's get this on the off chance we can upgrade it and have it be some kind of money producing machine. On 512. Every 3 seconds, activate all my items. Okay, we can finally upgrade the cactus so it's going to be more useful. I'm going to freeze Squirmy because ideally I want 2 Squirmies available before I purchase Squirmy. Because I want to upgrade Squirmy before it metamorphosizes because you can't upgrade it once it's metamorphosized easily. Let's go for the pants. So the thing about the cactus, the Squirmy, and the pants is that they're sort of exponential. Each of them, the more times things get popped, the more things they summon in. And the more things they summon in, the more things get popped, and they start setting each other off really nicely. What I'm trying to do is get as many things falling from the top of the screen as possible, so that each of them is reinforcing their own activations. Every time a Nubby bounces, 5% chance to force trigger the item in slot 5. Yes, and we're going to put the glasses into slot 5. to try and force more activations of the doubling of the pegs on the board. So what we want is the glasses multiplying the point values on the board as frequently as possible, and as many things falling from the sky or popping random pieces as possible to try and hit the newly doubled values. You know what, I'll take a second cactus, because if I can get a second upgraded cactus, that would be decent. Hey, Artisynth! There we go, we're getting somewhere now. This would be working better if I had my pregnancy test, so I had twice as many balls to be bouncing around the, be setting off these activations, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make this work. Let's upgrade the legs. So now, every 10 pegs that are popped, pop a random peg, and we'll give you 4 times the value of the popped peg. And keeping that last slot open in case I can get 2 squirmies at the same time, because the squirmy has a 1 in 20 chance, 1 in 50 chance every time it activates of metamorphosizing, and I don't want to buy it till I have 2 of them, so I can evolve it before it metamorphosizes. Yeah, if I was you, Serena Luna, trying to do, like, the all-commons build, I would definitely have Friendly Rock in to be increasing, like, I'd be using it instead of how I'm currently using 3D glasses to try and get some more valuable pegs out on the board. I'd ideally have had the pregnancy test rather than Crazy Straw, and try to go for, like, upgraded legs, upgraded cactus. Maybe Cheese House early on just because it's 3 points early on, but you want an upgraded Squirmy if you can get it. And you'll hopefully see soon what I'm going for. Like, you're trying to keep your ball in play as long as possible so that it's got as long as it can to duplicate the point values on the board and to give all your other things chances to reward the activations. Okay, let's... The way I've built this, that this build has played out is a little, it's a little wonky. Come on. Oh, this is gonna be bad. I fucking hate the snow globe. The snow globe is one of the worst things I can come across on a build like this. Okay, every 3 seconds re-trigger everything. You don't want to hit your most valuable piece on the board straight away with a build like this. You want to give it a chance to be the lucky thing that doubles. You want to hit kind of near your best peg, so that hopefully it doubles straight away and then you hit it right after it doubles. Honestly, for now, I could go triple cactus until I get something better. Let's go to the cafe. What can I get? Rare food item. Ooh, up. The cheese house really isn't that important. Let's put the straw on the right. So we're going to delete the cheese house, but we're going to upgrade the straw. 50% chance to gain 3 coins. Okay, so we're going to be getting pretty good money gains at this point. We've given up the cheese house, but I think we'll be fine. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm trying to get to activate with all these cactuses. As long as I bounce a decent number of times, the cactuses start setting each other off, and I clear out most of the board. This is why the cactuses are so valuable. The cactuses are bloody great for this. Pass the round goal, 50% chance to force trigger 1 random item. First peg pops the highest value peg. Slots 1 and 2 reactivate. Fine. Yeah, even with very few bounces, the cactuses are doing the work for me of clearing out most of the board. I'm mainly trying to stay alive long enough that that I get enough time for my 3D glasses to get popped by the cheesy perk. Okay, I want to stick around long enough that my point values become worthwhile before the cactuses do all the work of clearing them out. Yeah, you can make a version of this work for the only no rare items challenge run. Really, like, not that hard to get a version of this working. There we go. Full screen clears. And because we upgraded the straw via the rare food item, it means we can buy this and hope for the pregnancy test, so we can duplicate our number of balls, and then we can try for the rare food item again to then upgrade the pregnancy test, so we've got triple the number of balls, and then I think we'll be good for the big points. I want to upgrade the 3D glasses still as well, actually. I need to get my 3D glasses up. There we go. I need a basic number of bounces for the thing to get itself moving. We're up to nearly around 60. Okay, so I'm hoping for... There we go. There's the pregnancy test. Now that I have the pregnancy test going... So much easier for this to succeed now. Okay, yeah. Pregnancy test, it causes Nubby to give birth to a copy of himself. It duplicates the number of balls I have bouncing around the screen. I don't have empty slots, so that's... every 15 pegs popped, force trigger all of my X-Pegs popped items, which is my cactus, my cactus, my cactus, and my legs. So every time I pop 15 pegs, they're all going to activate again. Which means... here we go! Now you see what the build is. You see where we're going now. Now, if I can upgrade the pregnancy test and or the 3D glasses, we're gold. Bella Bean says, I can see how this game would be something you can play for hours. It's really easy to just get lost in it. Looking for weird, satisfying synergies. Like, I've never done quite this build before, but Ted is ecstatic in his little window there. Right? Happy little Ted over here. Yeah. Okay, I'm still kind of looking for... no, let's give up on the double squirmy. We don't need squirmy right now. Reroll. Sure. Let's get another reroll over here. Right, sounds like this just scratch a little itch in the back of my brain. The sound of victory. Almost a full screen clear. The cactuses are broken, and I love them. Every 3 seconds, re-trigger all items. Perfect. Just stay in as long as we can, and that forces everything to reactivate. Okay, eat the strawberries, because why not? What I want is the rare food item that can upgrade an item, because I really want to upgrade my 3D glasses if I can. Hey, Palapetta! Okay, we're down to our last 9 rounds, so I'm probably not going to be able to push this build that much faster. Just finished listening to Season 6 of Dice Funk for the first time, loving the heel turn. Is that the one where I'm a gamer gnome? Is that Season 6? Might be season? Is that Season 6? I lose track of the numbers of them. Yes. I'm glad you loved my heel turn. Spoilers, a lot of people didn't. A lot of people do not like me for doing that heel turn, but I had fun with it. And I'm glad that you enjoyed it. Okay. Nah, it's all good. So, there's a lot of people who don't like Nifix because they... The short version is, they think that my choices as Nifix are reflective of my moral beliefs as a human being, and that if I do something evil in character, it is because I, Laura, am an evil person. And that was, I was listening to the post-mortem, and even Lauren had to address the chat saying that people had to learn how to separate the players from the characters. Yeah. Wait for if you're listening through the seasons at the moment, wait for Season 8 in terms of people having responses to my choices. Gumbo Master says this is like gambling without the money. Exactly. It's much like something like Balatro or Vampire Survivors. It's scratching the gambling itch without any gambling risk. As someone with like a, you know, a potentially addictive personality that cannot let myself fuck around with real money gambling shit, I love games like this that allow me to scratch that itch without risking money. Ooh. 1 in 4 chance to double all pegs on first peg popped. Ooh. Risky move this late in the run, but we're gonna... Let's go for the big bucks. Let's go for the big bucks. I don't want to randomize my items. First time I listened to Dice Funk was season 4, and I didn't know who Quinn was, and it was also my first time ever my first ever role-playing podcast. It was so hard to separate Quinn from Katharina. Yeah, I get that. Like, when your primary experience of a person is through the lens of them being someone else, it's a weird lens to experience an abstract human being through. I'm looking forward to Season 8 now, but I have to go through Season 7 first. Season 7 is... the desert... Post-apocalyptic desert. Is Season... chat would know. Is Season 7 the one where I'm an insect? Is that the one where I'm a lizard? I'm an insect in Conrad's cult. That was... If so, I like being I forget what the name of the insect people is. Yes, okay, Terry, yes, it's insect. Insect season, insect wasteland season's fun. Okay, is this worthwhile? Let's find out. Any review of Xenoblade X coming out soon? It's not high on my priority list to check out, just because I have played it in the past. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Like, I'm probably gonna play some this weekend and maybe put something together on it. But it's not a thing that I am prioritizing just because of it not being a new release. And a couple of other work things coming up around it. Oh, this is how we do this. We're gonna put the snake in slot 5. Try and double all pegs every 3 seconds. Oh, it's so late in the game for this, but we're getting the big points now. There we go, super score. Reroll. I might keep this going into endless mode just a little bit, just to see if we can get the score doing some silly things, if I can get the right little upgrades. Tony shoots lasers from his eyes. If a peg is hit by a laser, its number gets reduced to 1. Okay, so we gotta do this quick. Okay, we beat the final boss. We beat Tony with a score of 1.8 billion. Let's go to endless mode. Watch this play out for a moment. When they're there. Endless mode is where you start seeing the fun numbers. Upgrade the rightmost item in my inventory. Okay. We don't really need the way to get money anymore, so we can get rid of the crazy straw. What cheap item do we buy? Let's just buy this to be the destroyed item. And then the item we want to upgrade is going to be the snake. 1 in 4 chance to double all pegs, 1 in 8 chance to double all pegs twice. Okay. Here we go. Now we got something. We've got empty slots with which to buy more things now. So we can get the numbers going kind of ridiculous. Paladapata says, I do like how you and Lauren as players seem to be mostly interested in making friends and people to smooch in campaigns, and Austin keeps throwing you in difficult situations. Look, it depends on the season. Sometimes that's the case, and sometimes I'm in my mood for, Austin, ruin my life. Let me make bad decisions, and then punish me for them. And I will get upset at you for punishing me for them. But you should do it, though. Maybe I swap these around. Again. It's fine. Austin pays me back for it when, in whatever season it is that I co-DM. Pays back my chaos. Now, I wanna swap the chaos one back in. Force trigger on my summon things again. Yes. Either of those. Still got like one empty space and one unupgraded item. I wanna push this. I wanna see it go. I wanna see it go more nonsense before we wrap. Like, I'm probably gonna finish up in the next 15 minutes or so, but sometimes it's just nice to see number go up for a bit. Okay, our score's going up into the billions now. There we go. 1.4, 1.5 billion. I want to see, like, trillions, quadrillions, septillions, maybe. Okay, we're reliably getting above the billion now. I need to go shopping. I need to buy something. I need to get something else in mind. Let's try and upgrade the pregnancy test if we can. I guess something worth putting in that front slot. For the second, I guess we put Squirmy in there in case we get, unless we get something better here. Come on, second Squirmy. No, might as well put the electrical socket in there. Just keeps going. This is the thing, at this point this build's just gonna keep going for a while. There's very little that's gonna stop this build succeeding, but I'm just enjoying soaking in the numbers of it all. Okay, can I upgrade? Yeah, we can upgrade the pregnancy test now. Now we got... Come on, start hitting the billion peg. Oh, now it's starting to spitball. We are currently 53 times our goal. I'm just gonna leave it and see how it goes. Yellow needles do go burr. 61 times restock. We can do better than that, though. A casual 60x goal. Yeah, exactly. Balls to stay alive long enough that we get some, like, yeah, 4 billion and 8 billion popper. Yeah, so we want the balls to stay around long enough that, like, we get some big billion values out on the board. That the needles could then get their way on... the 8 billion was buried, unfortunately. I wanted it to appear nearer the top. But yeah, we can just about get to the 8 billion. Yeah, it's inconsistent because I'm relying on a 1 in 4 or a 1 in 8 to give me the really good point values. Okay, we got a 2 billion there. Like, as long as I get 1 in the multi-billions, we get a decent clear. Meat orb. Ooh, you know what, actually? The meat orb. Not a bad idea. Let's get me more rerolls back over here so we can try and get... Right. This must be what being a billionaire must be like. You do nothing, you keep getting more billions. Right, Gumba. Billionaire simulator. Hit the 32 billion. There we go. There we go. I maybe don't want the monstrosity. I think it's hitting my big things before they have a chance to reach their biggest point value. I want to give them as long as they can to multiply in value before I pop them. First peg popped. If you have 4 or fewer items, force slot 4 to activate 4 times. No. Skip that. Don't want any of that. Oh, there we go. I have an 8 trillion value peg if I can start hitting it. Here we go. This is the nonsense I'm looking for. Casually getting 4,663 times the target score. Now you see the monstrosity beginning to exist. Even the game goes, what? Every item in your inventory every 3 seconds gives points equal to a random peg's number. That could be good, actually. Yeah, let's take that for now. But yeah, now our score is going into the trillions. But we can do better than that. We can do better than that. Oh, we're not even going to clear this one. We're not going to clear it once. Come on. Okay, I may have pushed the scaling up a little bit, but it's fine. Okay, the 32 billion is what we want to see. Get some multipliers on it. 128 trillion. Yeah, that please. Can I break my way through to the 128 trillion? Here we go, here we go. 1,761 times target. Okay. So I ideally want, yeah, the 64 billion is down the bottom and kind of hard to reach, but unfortunately the booger ball is going to make it hard to avoid. This isn't going to be our big one. What I want to be doing is deliberately avoiding the big value piece until it's had time to duplicate a few times. Okay, we've got like 7 more minutes. Let's see how high we can push a score in 7 minutes. Oh, come on, hit 16 trillion. Come on, get down there, come on. Okay, 200 odd times. I want to get like a 9999 times multiplier, but that's pretty tricky to achieve. 64 billion is still the big number, so I want to avoid hitting that for as long as possible. Yeah, no, hit it too soon. The more buried that 64 billion is, the better the chance of me. I wonder how high the score can go before it gives up on numbers. I've seen it get into the septillions. I don't know how much further than that it can go. I got to around 200 once in the septillions. Oh, this was never going to be a big point scorer. The snipe was always going to take out the highest point value before it could expand. Okay, 64 billion's down the bottom, and it's encased on all sides. Okay, come on. Ooh, is that the one? No. Okay, upgrade an item. Let's get rid of the claw, upgrade the 3D glasses. That's gonna upgrade pegs more times. Exactly what I needed, more ways to increase the value of my pegs. Okay, there we go, 7,000 times. We got up to a 7,000 times. We're up in the quintillions now, 2 quintillion. What's my highest value now? It's the... 256 billion. So if I... Come on, hit the 128 trillion. Not that buried, you can get it. Okay, 600 times. Oh wow, the dopamine is real, right? Force triggers, all those things to activate again. We can go like 268 million, what's the big billion one? 256 billion is kind of buried, that's good. That makes this a good one to pick. Okay, we've got like 3 minutes. We got like 3 minutes to push this as high as we can. 256 billion is, I think, still the highest. We want that to be down the bottom. Ideally, it's not, but we'll do what we can. I hope we get a... Oh! An 8 quintillion! Ah, there it is! 9999 times. We had an 8 quintillion value peg there for a moment. Okay, there we go. 17 quintillion. We've got a 512 billion. 256 quintillion. Ooh. Come on. Break through. Hit the 256 quintillion. I know you can do it, game. Okay, that's 500 quintillion on a single board. Go on, we can push this slightly higher. We now have a 1 trillion peg on board. It's never gonna get into the septillions that way. Ooh, nothing needs upgrading, does it? Okay, let's... You really don't need anything upgrading. sound of the cactus spikes really is brain go brr. This is why I like the cactus build so much. Cactus go brr. We can push it a couple minutes longer. The dopamine factory. I want to see a septillion. If I can see a septillion, that's where we'll probably leave it for the day. I need to put something in section 1 so that it's not just giving me random items. I don't want random items in slot 1. 1 quintillion. We got a quintillion piece. Okay, we're up into the quintillions. Quite solidly. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember how many a septillion is in terms of what power it's up to at that point. Come on, just show me that septillion once. Ooh, mutates into the non-upgraded version of the item to the left for the rest of the run. Oh. Okay. This might be the final thing that breaks everything. Do we do... No, we do this. As you can see, we could keep going for a while. Number go burr. Okay. Okay, the next round is going to be the final round. I'm going to quit this endless run after the next round. It's so satisfying for Number to go burr, right? This game is like £4. It's just such a good dopamine button. It is just the dopamine button. high will it go? Well, this was Nubby's Number Factory. I hope you understand why I have been so obsessed with this game. Big number go burr. Thank you very much everyone for watching. I'm gonna go do productive stuff for work. But apparently I broke